Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you guys doing? Well, do a short video for you. Just in some of the chat and some of the responses to the videos. One of my subscribers asked me about rattles and putting them on and things. So I thought this would be a good short video for you guys, just to show you how I prep this jig. This is a new that you guys saw when I showed you my last order. That this is that 1/2 ounce tungsten jig from Queen Tackle, and I got 2 of them. So, sure, I could just throw this the way it is, and I'd do fine probably, assuming I added a trailer. But I like to add rattles first and then my trailer, and I'll just show you how I prep that. If you get jigs without rattles and you want to add rattles. So there's a lot of different places where you can get these rattle collars. This happens to be from Lure Parts Online. These ones here are these are old ones from when it was called Stamina. This is from Jan's Netcraft. That's actually just that's a skirt collar. But they look like little Mickey Mouse ears. To me, the black ones are not quite as durable as these solid white, clear ones that I get from Lure Parts Online. The plastic is just a little stronger, but they're like little Mickey Mouse ears. So you got to get yourself some of those, and I'll put links to them. Like I said, Lure Parts Online, Jan's Netcraft has them, Tackle Warehouse has them. We can get them on eBay, or not eBay, Amazon. So you can get them anywhere. But I'll put some links to help you guys out. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is my 1/2 ounce jig. And the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else to prep this jig is I'm going to put that rattle collar on. So just get your, the skirt out of the way. And you'll notice on this jig and most jigs, they're going to have a little keeper on there for whatever trailer you're using. That's where I'm going to put this keeper, or this rattle collar, over. So just slide it there, and you want the rattles on the back of the jig, not on the opposite of your weed guard. And just push that over and just pop it over that keeper. So there you go. So now you can see I've got like those little ears. Now I've got a bunch of different rattles here. You can use different colors. These are just, rattles come in like a magnum size or just a small regular size. And I use, like, I think I've got some, like, here's like the magnum size is a big. I don't really use those very often. And I've got some different colors here. The easiest ones to find are the red. I guess I'm getting low on black rattles because I don't see any here. I know I have some somewhere. I got some chartreuse ones, some orange ones, and I got those, I think, skirts, the fishingskirts.com. I'll put links to it though. Got some blue ones. Now, do I think it matters? Some clear ones here, some brown ones. I could have sworn I had some. I mean, these are all Magnum in the black stuff. I know I must have them somewhere, but any color you want is fine. Most of the time on jigs, you'll find the rattles are black in color or red or clear. I don't think it really matters. Now, this is, sometimes I'll throw on, since this is that blue crawl color, I'll throw some blue ones on there. I'll do that today just for the video. Do I think it matters? Probably not. A little different contrast of color in the jig, can it hurt? No, I don't think it's good, bad. I think it's really just personal preference. I tried different rattle colors just to be different. And does it make a difference? Don't know. I think what's important is the sound, not the color of the rattle. So here's your rattles. If you guys can hear that. Very faint, but when you get 2 of them together, whoops. That'll give you that rattle sound when that jig is going over rocks and cover and through the weeds. And so you see you've got those Mickey Mouse ears pointing up. And you're just gonna very gently, just has a little holder there for that. You're just gonna go over that. And I always keep my thumb underneath there and kind of push against it, and then it'll pop right in. If you go really hard, you might tear it off. And then do the other side. So now I've got 2 rattles right there. As I said, color is really personal preference. Since it's a blue craw, what the heck, I'll put some blue rattles on there. Would it matter if they were red or black or clear? No, I just want that sound. Now I've got some sound for this jig. So now I'm ready to go as far as adding my trailer. Now, we've talked about trailers a ton on my channel. You guys know I love the Craw hors d'oeuvre from Power Team Lures. That's my #1. I also love that Pig Claw trailer from Lake Fork Tackle. As I've mentioned many times, these are on clearance. Right now they're doing super deals on Tackle Warehouse. These are like $2 for a 25 pack. If you guys have heard me talk about them a ton and you were thinking of trying them, now's a good time. You won't be spending a lot of money. This is one of the packs I just recently got of that Christmas tree color, you know I love. This is a 25 count pack, and I think it might be $2. Maybe I'm wrong and it's 3, but one or the other. So I'll throw that trailer on. Now, if you're going to use a plastic trailer like that, I've demonstrated this before, but I'll show you again if you guys are new to the channel. When you have these chunk trailers like that, some people will just take it and just go right through the back of it and have it hanging there. I don't agree that that's the best way to do it. It's going to move around. It's going to get tangled. It's not the most efficient way to use a chunk trailer. Don't do it that way. I don't think it's the best way. What you want to do is thread it on the hook. So I'm going to just take the bottom part or back, whatever you want to call it, of the chunk, and I'm just going to run it right through the hook. Keep it centered, right through the center of your bait. And these trailers they've got like 2 little eyeball things on there, and I go kind of right to the middle of those, and then I'll pop it out, and that usually is enough of a length. And then I'm just going along the hook, and then I'll kind of push it back. It'll catch that little keeper, that little bit that's left. That jig now is ready to go. So that's with the 3.5 inch size on that Lake Fork. That jig is ready to fish right now. That's a 1/2 ounce jig. And now with the rattles on there, the trailer, it's a little heavier. Could be a 3/4 now, weight-wise, if I weight it. So you are adding weight to your jig. If you want a little lighter jig, go with a 3/8 and add those components to it, and you're ready to go. Now, let's say you want to use pork as a trailer. I'm going to take that back off. Now, if I'm going to use pork as a trailer, which I like to use, and you guys have seen me do many videos on pork, I just took that plastic trailer off. What I'm going to add is I'm going to add a piece of worm as just a spacer here on the hook. So this is just a piece of a Ned that I cut off, and I'm going to run it through there. And I've demonstrated this on here before, but if you guys, like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, you haven't seen this before. So now I've added that little bit of just spacer there on the hook for the pork. So now the pork isn't going to flop down along. And this is just, I got some super pork I pulled out. It says brown orange. Let's see. Let's say I want. So, piece of pork. And then this is, I can see I already used it. It's got a little bit of a hole in there, so I'll just go right in that hole. And the thing with pork is that once it's on there, see now that pork trailer can only go that far. It can go to the left or to the right, but it can't get stuck up underneath there. Now with that, it's gonna lay nice on there because of that piece of plastic worm on there. Now this is ready to go. If I wanna use, pork, which is a great trailer all year long, I tend to use pork more in the spring and in the fall when the water's a little colder. In the summer, I'll use some of these soft plastic ones just because it's easier, because this will dry out if it's sitting out in the sun. So, but I use pork all year long a lot of times. If I find that they're not on the jig bite great with the plastic trailer, I'll switch to pork and see if they like it. It has a great natural motion in the water. And the only thing is, if you're going to use pork in the summer or really anytime, just if you're not using it, just let your jig sit over the side of the boat in the water and let that pork sit in the water so it stays nice and hydrated and doesn't dry out on you. But that's with a piece of super pork on there. I'll put that back in the container because I don't want to have a mess here. So pork is a good option. Now, just as a demonstration to finish up here, I'll throw that Power Team one on here. You guys know I love that kitchen sink color. This one's got a little hole in it, so I must have used this before. Put that kitchen sink on there so you can just see what the other trailer looks like. And remember, just thread it on your hook. Stay in the center of the bait. Great jig trailer, that Crawl hors d'oeuvre from Power Team. So there's a little different look for a trailer for you. Now, the only other thing really now, that Power Team bait does have a scent to it. It has a strong garlic scent, but I will use a little extra. I had this in the boat, so I made sure I brought it in. Now, I am not going to spray this in the basement here and stink up the whole room. Take whatever scent you like. You can, if you have a different kind, you just rub it on the bait. I like, when I'm jig fishing especially, I like these aerosols because I can spray it and then the skirt gets infused too a little bit. So give it a couple, hold it over the boat, give it a couple sprays, ready to go. Ready to go. So now I've got a jig that's got sound to attract the fish. It's got the scent to attract the fish. It's got the crawl-like look to attract the fish. Great fish catcher right there. That's a 1/2 ounce jig, got rattles, got a nice trailer. I've got it all scented up, ready to fish it. And that's it, guys. That's it. So, just to kind of wrap everything up, you just need some rattle keepers, whether you get the come in the black side. I mean, I like these clear ones that, Lower Parts has. I like those. They just seem a little more durable. Now, I noticed even up at Champlain, I was flipping a jig a lot. Throwing it a lot. After, throwing it in next to docks, next to pontoon boats, next to weeds, rock, any lay down I saw. After a while, some of these can tear, and all of a sudden I noticed I had 1 rattle on there instead of 2. You can go with 1. Usually when I do that, I'll kind of, readjust, grab another. I always have these in the boat, or I'll just take another whole rattle setup off another jig and just put it on there, just because I like to have 2. It's a confidence thing for me. If I notice I've got 1 on there for a while, I'll just replace it. And it's like anything else. Like your trailer will get torn up after a while when you catch a lot of fish. This, from fishing it a lot, sometimes one of the rattles will come off, or the rattle itself could crack and break, and just put a new rattle on. So just keep an eye on it. They're pretty durable for, the amount of, fishing you do with them all day. But I've noticed after 6, 7 hours of fishing that sometimes one of the rattles could be missing, or both. And especially when you clank it off. If you hit a dock a few times, or you hit a rock a few times, or whatever, or you get it hung up a few times, they can tear. But that's it, guys. That's it. Get yourself some rattle straps, some rattles of your choice, whatever color you like. Lots of different choices. Whatever trailer you like, whether it be plastic or pork, it's all good. And whatever scent you like, just put it all together and go out and fish it. And good luck. But that's it, guys. That's how I prep a brand new jig for fishing. So this jig is ready to go. I'll probably just leave this keeper on. And next time I go fishing, because I know that the jig I have on there, I have the same exact jig on my flipping stick right now from yesterday. And I know that the rattles are good, but my trailer is destroyed from yesterday. You guys saw the shorts I put up. I went out yesterday, caught a lot, nothing huge. 2 to 2.5 might have been the biggest. I had 3 or 4. The biggest fish I caught that was a nice, decent bass. Might have been, fisherman's eyes, might have been a 3-pounder, but he was on a spider jig and he got off next to the boat, so I didn't get a chance to get a picture of him. But good day as far as numbers go, just no size. But I know that especially when you get a lot of bites, I saw the trailer when I pulled it out. It's one of these Crawl hors d'oeuvres. It is absolutely destroyed. So I got to change that. And I'll check the rattles, make sure they're in good shape. And that's it, guys. That's it. Your jig is all ready to go. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys are new to jig fishing, hope that helps you out. If there's any questions, anything I missed, let me know in the comments. I could definitely do another video, add any information that I might have forgotten, but pretty simple. Rattle straps, rattle of your choice, and set it up and go fishing. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. If you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.